But the Chargers were able to get things together in the second half. A lot of players had an opportunity to play last week, and it should prove this evening to be a very interesting football game, because I know we're going to see some outstanding play running backs for the Pioneers. M.J. Nelson is just absolutely an outstanding, if not maybe one of the finest running backs in the county, and he'll have in the backfield with him Mark Hatch, Agoura. And we've worked all week on this one, and take a look at that moon. That is just a super moon here tonight. It doesn't look like we're going to have any rain. They were talking about possibly some rain, but it should be a nice dry night tonight for us. As I'm going to say, we were talking to some of the spectators before the game and working on that pronunciation, and I'm going to get the first shot of it. It's Dave Papadopoulou. Papadopoulou, he's 5'7", 160-pounder. He's a senior, and he's going to be doing some of the ball-toting tours with Brock Hoffman. I think at this point in time, the two teams have not come out onto the field yet, so we might as well go ahead and see if we can possibly set that offensive unit for you for the Chargers. Starting at offense, the guys up front will be at center, Jody McGee. The two guards will be Dan Selstead along with Doyle Ott. The tackles will be Mike Bowman along with Brian King. The tight end will be Donnie Ray. At wide receivers, we'll see Bill Brenneman and Mark Johnstone. John DeGennaro will be at quarterback, and Brock Hoffman and Dave Papadopoulou will be the offensive running backs. We'll go ahead and talk a little bit about that Simi Valley defense. They kind of run either a 5-2 or a 3-4 type defense, and they're going to definitely try to see if they can slow down the Chargers a little bit, because the Chargers have had a real good success this year with a balanced type attack, Tony. They've been very successful when they go to the air, and they've been extremely successful. I know we saw an 82-yard run last week. Brock Hoffman reeled off 82 yards.
Well, Simi Valley would have kind of an idea of trying to stop the run and negate DeGennaro's veer. But DeGennaro's shown some real good poise in the last couple of weeks, Bill, on how he can throw the ball off the run, either left or right. He has Donnie Ray at his tight end position. He has Bill Brenneman as one of his wide receivers. Mark Johnstone. He's thrown a few of his backs. And with Hoffman, Bill, having 157 yards last week, he's got to be their main threat. Simi has to concentrate on stopping him in the running game of Agoura.
Well, the two teams still not yet out onto the field. The Agoura Chargers are making their way out onto the track on the far side of the field. The Simi Valley Pioneers are nowhere in sight. The defensive unit will go ahead and set that for you. Up front will be Andy Silvestro, Bill Skanikoff, Brian McMullen. The linebackers will be Dennis Zuner, Mark Hatch, Tony White, and Troy Wilcox. The defensive backs will be Andrew Mazaray, Ray Pacheco, M.J. Nelson, and Mike Bird. As we have an opportunity to finally see the Agoura Charger team come out onto the field tonight. We're getting underway a little bit behind schedule. And of course, in the background, you'll hear the Charger fight song. I think we're finally going to have an opportunity here very shortly also to see the Simi Valley Pioneers. I guess the coaches didn't know that we had a 7:30 start. At any rate, the captains for the Agoura Chargers coming out onto the field, number 80, Donnie Ray, along with number 74, Mike Bowman. Bowman's a big guy. Look at him standing there next to the official. He's 6'3", 245 pounds. Ray also pretty good size, 6'1", 195 pounds. And here come the Pioneers from Simi Valley. Captain's out there. I think we'll have an opportunity to hear the official.
First of all, let me introduce the referees. Mr. Garces, Mr. Karen, Mr. Rossborough. Okay? White, you're the visiting team. Who's going to call the coin? You will call the coin. That will be a head. That will be a tail. You will call it in the air. If I drop it, we will flip it again. Okay? Call it when I flip it. You call heads, is that correct? It is tails. You have won the toss. You can kick, receive, defend a goal, or you can defer to the second half. You will receive. Okay, you will defend what goal? You rotate that way. You'll come over here. Okay, let's have a good game.
The two captains out there for the Pioneers, big number 63, Bill Sneakloff, that's Sneakloff, and also one of the cornerbacks and wide receivers, number 92, Mike Bird. We're just about ready to get under play here at Agoura High School. Looking forward to this game. I know last week Agoura obviously had the feeling that they were going to go out on the field and everything was going to turn out roses, peaches, and cream, and ice cream, and you name it. Tonight, I think it's a little different story, Tony. They've got a team that's 2-0, and I think that they definitely will have their hands full tonight, and it should be an interesting contest.
Simi Valley, Bill, is rated 16th in the Coastal Conference, which is a 4A school, having probably 800 kids more than Agoura High School does. Agoura moved up 5 notches in the Desert Mountain Conference to number 5, and I've got to believe Frank Reminger has got his club ready. I know Simi Valley looks ready.
Deep for the Agoura Chargers is number 22, Dave Papadopoulou, along with number 90, Bill Brenneman. And lining up to do the kicking chores for the Pioneers is Andrew Mazare. Mazare, a defensive cornerback and also a kicker. And I don't know if you can actually see the ball out there, but the ball is lined up, not sticking up upright. It's kind of laying down out there. And it'll be interesting to see just what type of kick Mazare elects to use. If he doesn't use some kind of squib kick or some kind of trick type kick, we'll just have to wait and see.
Definitely an unorthodox style of placing the ball on the kicking tee. You might look for a squib kick or something on the onside version.
And I noticed the Agoura Chargers have moved up their receiving team a little bit. As you see Brenneman and Papadopoulou at the top of your screen there, they've snuck up to inside the 10-yard line. There's a good look at the ball laying almost at a diagonal to the field. Andrew Mazare just about ready to get this thing underway. There's a look at the ball.
Very unorthodox.
Now the question will be, is he going to kick the center of the ball or is he going to kick the end of the ball? Obviously, if he kicks the end of the ball is going to do circles. If he kicks the center of the ball, he'll hit it a little bit deeper, and it should cause for some uneven bouncing, and I'm sure try to throw off the Chargers. Well, I don't know about you, Tony, but I am ready. Let's get this thing going, guys.
Oh, I'm excited also. Two good ball clubs tonight. 2 undefeated teams. Maybe we'll have somebody 3-0 at the end of the night.
Papadopoulou, Brenneman back. Squib kick, hit the center of it. Papadopoulou at the 12. Across the 15, and is immediately tackled. Boy, hustling down there was Dennis Zuner. Zuner, one of those linebackers for the Simi Valley Pioneers. And boy, it was very apparent on that play. There were 3 defensive players all over Papadopoulou.
Andy Vargas did a real good job coming down on the kick special teams. That's going to be real important tonight because if you see a defensive game, we might see a lot of special teams.
Take a look there at the starting offensive line for the Agoura Chargers. DeGennaro on the option play, pitches the ball, it's fumbled, and is going to be recovered by the Pioneers. I believe number 82 hustling in there, Kevin Marcerella. Marcerella very quickly fell on that loose ball, and the Pioneers will take over a golden opportunity for Simi Valley. Mark Bustamante in a quarterback for the Simi Valley Pioneers. We'll have an opportunity to take a look at this replay, and there he is recovering the ball right at the 12-yard line. Here we go, Bustamante at quarterback. He'll have number 12 in the tailback position, MJ Nelson, along with number 30, Mark Hatch, the fullback. Ball given to the tailback. Nelson fights his way to about the 10-yard line, and that's about it. In there for the Chargers, number 86, Don Cook, along with number 77, Dave Mount. We'll set those guys up front for you for the Simi Valley Pioneers. The center will be Tony King. The guards will be Richard Ginther and Wade Pickett. The tackles will be Richard Brown and Richard Ginther. The tight end will be Keith Holtz. The wide receivers, number 21, Jeff Blank, and number 92, Mike Bird. Mark Bustamante at quarterback sends Blank in motion to the wide side, rolling to his left, in trouble, looking downfield, has a receiver open. Nelson overthrows Nelson at about the 5-yard line. MJ Nelson was breaking open on a little sideline pattern out there. The ball just a little off the mark.
MJ Nelson was open on a little corner pattern. Bustamante had rolled left, took some pressure from the right side of the Agoura defense, and MJ Nelson had beat Sturt to the corner. The ball was just overthrown.
We'll set that Charger defense for you. The guys up front will be Cook, Mount, McGee, and King. The linebackers, Ray, Mangola, and Bowman. The defensive backs, Echo, Williams, Gillette, and Stewart. Third down and goal from the 8-yard line. Bustamante back to pass. Looking downfield in the end zone, and it's taken away. What a super defensive play that time. Number 40, Martin Williams. The ball was intended for number 92, Mike Bird. Bird really didn't go for the ball. Williams wanted it more than he did, and he stole it from him at the 1-yard line. Great play.
Beautiful play by Marty Williams. Bustamante had found Bird open over the middle by a step, but we had a chance to see the replay. Watch Williams cut in front of the ball.
Right there, look at the ball taken right away from Bird. DeGennaro deep in his own territory. First down and 10. Ball goes to Papadopoulou across the 5-10. Look out, he's got running room. Wrestled to the ground across the 10-yard line. At the 12-yard line, in on the stop for the Pioneers was number 12, MJ Nelson.
Papadopoulou took that quick hitter off the left side, running behind Bowman and Selstad, and it opened wide, and MJ Nelson was the only thing between Papadopoulou and the goal line.
Number 88, Mark Johnstone, comes split wide to the left. DeGennaro, first and 10. Ball at the 12-yard line. Ball given to the tailback, Brock Hoffman. Hoffman wrestled to the ground immediately by that linebacker inside. Number 30, Mark Hatch. Hatch, a 5'9", 185-pound senior, there to stop Hoffman after no gain on the play.
Hoffman's definitely the big running back of Agoura, looking to break loose tonight. Simi has to be king on Hoffman after having 2 100-yard games in his first 2 outings this year.
Passing situation for the Chargers. Brenneman comes wide to the left, second down and 10. DeGennaro instead elects to give the ball to Hoffman around the left side. Hoffman wrestled to the ground after he gets across the 15-yard line. In on the stop, Ty Wilcox. Wilcox, a 6'2", 185-pound sophomore out there for the Chargers. Third down and 5.
Big play here, Bill. We can see if the Grimminger will let DeGennaro go back to the veer or not.
Split backfield, pitch this time to Hoffman around the left side. He's going to be stopped short of the first down marker. Good defensive play over there again by the linebacker, Ty Wilcox. Wilcox, only a sophomore, recognized that play very quickly, was able to throw Hoffman to the ground after he picked up about a yard. So it'll bring up a 4th down and punting situation. Robert Sham, we were having problems with his pronunciation a little bit earlier, but we got that squared away. Robert Sham, the punter, 5'8", 145-pounder, standing back inside his 5-yard line. Good snap from center. Nice punt. Sham, I should say. Nelson at the 49, across the midfield stripe. Inside the 40, 45, look out, 30. He may go all the way. MJ Nelson, 52-yard touchdown on a punt return. And I think the Chargers were a little bit careless coming downfield, Tony.
We mentioned at the beginning of the game, Bill, it's going to be very important with the special teams this week. As MJ Nelson is a very fast, multi-purpose running back, free safety, and as you see, punt returner. He goes 52 yards in the first punt of the game, and that breaks the game, gets Simi Valley on top real quick.
That breaks the scoring deadlock at 0-0.
Thanks, Bill, get me out of trouble.
Mazaret in to add the extra point out of the hold of Robert Lujan. The kick is up. It's long enough, barely, and it's good.
We might get a chance to see the replay here.
The score in the first period, Simi Valley Pioneers out in front, 7-0. We'll have an opportunity to take a look at that exciting 52-yard touchdown run by MJ Nelson.
If you take a look, MJ breaks inside, draws all the Agoura defenders with him, then takes off outside. He's very fast, probably one of the fastest backs in the county, inside and out.
There he goes, and you'll see all the Chargers kind of sucked inside.
His first couple 4 steps were to the inside of the field. Everybody closed down on him. He was able to break it to the outside.
Saw him, the punter that time, had a shot at Nelson at about the 20-yard line, although he was not able to bring him down. A lot of times the coach will tell that punter, you're the last guy out there. You've got to make the tackle. That time saw him not able to make the stop, and a 52-yard touchdown return by M.J. Nelson.
It's a very important series now for Agoura. Their first possession, they fumbled the ball on the first pitch of the game, and then now the punt return.
Mazaray getting ready to kick. Papadupolo along with Brenneman back there. It's going to be picked up by one of the up men this time. Across the 20, fumbles the ball, and it's recovered by the Simi Valley Pioneers. Boy, I'll tell you, when things don't go right, they don't go right. Hustling in there, number 30, I believe it was, Mark Hatch, made the recovery. And maybe we'll get a chance to take another look at that. It might have been the kicker, Mazzari. We'll have to take a look at the replay.
Yeah, Bill, it was number 41, Andrew Mazaray, the kicker, who made the recovery. As we said, the second series was going to be very important when they haven't given Agoura a chance to have their second possession.
Well, we'll see. The Pioneers have it 1st and 10, ball at the 31-yard line. Mark Tamani at quarterback. Has Nelson in motion, and the pitch is going to go to Nelson. And, oh, boy, does he have some moves. Look at that. Runs out of that tackle. Another. He may go all the way. M.J. Nelson, my. He's touched the ball twice. Well, actually 3 times. A 52-yard punt return, and now an electrifying 32-yard touchdown run around the left side. And as I mentioned before the game started, I think you'll agree, Tony, he could be one of the finest running backs in the county.
I don't think head coach Frank Greminger can be real happy with that to start the game. M.J. Nelson's been timed, they tell me, in 4.4 and a 40-yard dash. And that's now his second carry of the game, and he got 32 yards on that. Mazaray to attempt an extra point.
Mazaray in to add the extra point. It's up, hits the upright, and falls over miraculously. So it doesn't take long. We've got 7 minutes, 35 seconds to play in the first quarter. And the Simi Valley Pioneers are out in front of the Agoura Chargers. The score, Simi Valley 14, the Chargers nothing. And boy, they're kind of wondering around here on this side of the field what's going on.
Well, M.J. Nelson himself has stunned the Agoura crowd. Maybe we'll get another chance to see the replay of the touchdown. It was kind of put, excuse me.
I was just going to say, Tony, it was a 32-yard. There's the pitch right there. And watch these moves. Boom, missed tackle. Good block. And then just sure speed.
It looks like they brought M.J. Nelson, Bill, and if you see it on a zip-zap kind of motion, he brought him across and then turned him back out. And Bustamante went with him a little bit and pitched to the outside. Like you said, good moves and a great block by number 92.
That's Bird.
Mike Bird.
Yeah, Mike Bird out there. Mazaray, again with that unorthodox kicking style. His 3rd time tonight. His legs should be well warmed up. Brenneman along with, yeah, we'll see. It's going to be Brenneman this time. Inside the 30, 35-yard line. Check that 20-25. He's going to be stopped right at the 31-yard line. So we'll see whether or not the Agoura Chargers can get some offense mounted.
It's very important here just to stick with your basic offense. You talked about it all week. This is what we want to accomplish. Let's not panic. Let's not throw the ball deep. Let's get back, grind it out, Agoura offense-wise. Let's see if we can make something happen.
There's to take a look at the backfield for the Agoura Chargers. DeGennaro, quarterback, Brenneman, Hoffman, and Papadupolo in the backfield. DeGennaro looking back, passes almost intercepted and caught by Donnie Ray. Ray wrestled out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. That one should have been intercepted. M.J. Nelson stepped up inside of Donnie Ray. The ball was a little bit underthrown. It went off M.J. Nelson's hands and right into Donnie Ray's arms. Very heads-up offensive reception by Donnie Ray.
Great concentration on Ray's part. As it tipped through M.J. Nelson's hands, he didn't give up, caught the ball, and it was a 31-yard pass reception.
Backfield has Hoffman and Papadupolo behind DeGennaro. Rolling to his right. DeGennaro looking downfield. Can't find a receiver open. He's going to take it himself and get stuck behind the line of scrimmage. Good defensive penetration that time by the linebacker, Tony White. White really put it to DeGennaro.
Well, they kind of strung DeGennaro out on the rollout, kept him parallel to the line of scrimmage, didn't give him a chance to turn upfield, and had the defenders covered real well.
DeGennaro that time had both receivers covered downfield. He was trying to get the ball to Papadupolo or Cook. and instead took it himself and lost 2 on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 12. Pitch this time. Hoffman inside the 40, 35, runs out of a tackle and another. Good running. Brock Hoffman, 6'3", 180-pound senior, took the pitch from DeGennaro, ran out of a tackle and picked himself up a nice gain and a 1st down for the Chargers.
We talked about it last week. Hoffman's a good-looking running back. He's big, he's got speed, he runs straight up and down. Got a great block from Bowman, took the quick pitch from DeGennaro, went 19 yards. 1st down, Agoura.
This is exactly what the Chargers want to do with this possession. They want to take it down, put the ball in the end zone, and put 6 points on the scoreboard. Hoffman runs out of a tackle and then is going to be gang tackled. Hustling in there, Tony White, and he also got some help by number 21, Jeff Blank.
You're right, Bill. Agoura has to establish the running game. Open up with the possession with the pass to Ray, which got him out of trouble. Now Grumger's got Hoffman going left and right, and DeGennaro looks confident now. The Agoura line is getting off the line of scrimmage quickly.
We'll give him a gain of a yard on the play. 2nd down and 9. DeGennaro gives the ball inside. Ooh, what a hit. Number 83 out there, I believe it was 83. No, that was number 63. Bill Sneakloff. Sneakloff.
That's one of our names.
That's Sneakloff. That's right. We got it. In there to make a nice play and throw Hoffman for a loss of about a yard on the play. So it should bring up a passing situation. 3rd down and 9.
Look to Ray over the middle.
DeGennaro this time instead elects to pitch to Hoffman and hustling in there, number 71, Andy Silvestro. Silvestro, a 6', 190-pound junior, was right there. And I guess Hoffman thought maybe he could get outside again like he was able to do on that 31-yard run, but not to Mr. Silvestro's doing. He was there in the backfield applying the tackle for a loss of 2 on the play. So it'll bring up a 4th down, 12.
Double tight ends, Bill.
Split backfield behind DeGennaro. John rolling to his right, looking back, got a screen set up, could go all the way. Johnny Ray picks up some blocks. What execution. Absolutely super play. 28-yard touchdown reception. Johnny Ray, well executed play.
Beautiful play. They had both tight ends in the game. The right and left guards took off left, with the right side. Everybody else went left. The Simi Valley Pioneers went to their left, thinking pass play right. And the screen was set up to Ray, and he had 3 blockers in front of him, untouched in the end zone.
Saw him to add the extra point if the ball can be snapped. The flag's going to be thrown. Look at the kicker standing back there saying, what the heck's going on?
Some kind of procedure in the line.
Certainly what it was. Well, they're going to have to line up and redo it. 5 yards deeper.
Got a snap infraction on blue. Still retry.
Well, we'll get another opportunity to see if we can put an extra point on the scoreboard. Psalm out of the hold. Good long kick right through the middle of the uprights. 4 minutes, 26 seconds left in the first period, and we've got ourselves a good one here at Agoura High School. The Simi Valley Pioneers 14, the Agoura Chargers 7. And I think hopefully we'll get a chance to take a look at that exciting screenplay. And I mean, we can actually let the picture do the talking. Because we saw excellent execution that time on the screenplay. You'll look at the bottom of your screen. It's well set up. Donnie Ray let his blocks get in there for him, and it really worked out well. Here it comes. Now watch the blocking up here. Watch these guys. Boom, boom.
Untouched into the end zone.
Great execution on that screenplay. Donnie Ray, 28-yarder from John DeGennaro. Robert Saul getting ready to kick Nelson deep for the Pioneers. They're kicking away from Nelson. Obviously, the ball goes to number 44, Ray Pacheco. Pacheco, that's 40. And he may go all the way. Finally brought down across the midfield stripe, David Barrow. I thought it was Pacheco, 44 for a moment, but it was Barrow. And they really didn't lose anything. They didn't want to kick the ball to Nelson, so they kicked it to Barrow. Barrow runs it all the way back to the 48-yard line.
Once again, Simi Valley special teams.
Take a look at the number of plays. It only took 69 yards in 2 minutes. Excellent execution that time. The Agoura Chargers, they're back in the football game.
They have to play some defense now.
Mark Bustamante at quarterback. Pitches to Nelson. There's the defense right there. Number 86, Don Cook.
They brought the front 8 up to the line of scrimmage and strung out the line of scrimmage and had a clear shot at M.J. Nelson that time.
Well, you know, Tony, if it hadn't been for the 2 fumbles, the Pioneers probably would not have had the field position they had, and they wouldn't have maybe scored the 1 touchdown. Now, obviously, M.J. Nelson's 52-yard punt return was something they couldn't stop. But let's see if they can't stop the Pioneers here. 2nd down and 11. Ball given inside to Hatch. Hatch gang tackled back to the original line of scrimmage. Getting up from the bottom of the stack, Mike Eckel.
Looked like an inside trap to the fullback, and Agoura penetrated fairly well. And once again, there's some gang tackling going on by the front 4 and front 5 of Agoura.
Be a 3rd down play. 3rd and 10, the ball is on the 49-yard line in Agoura territory.
3rd down and 10. Bustamante. Rolling to his left, looking downfield, has a receiver open, and they pass completion to Robert Lungen. Picked up about 9 yards on the play. It'll bring up a 4th down and 1.
We'd like to welcome this evening the Group W cable viewers from Simi Valley, as we're covering this game for them, and they'll get a chance to see it tomorrow on their community station.
4th down. 4th down, and let's call it 2. We'll see what Bustamante wants to do. There's a little rhyme for you. He's going to be in trouble. He's going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage. There he is, Mike King, number 62, from his right defensive end position, in there all over Bustamante. Nice defensive play by the right end, Mike King.
Didn't seem like anybody blocked him. Bustamante rolled right. He had a free shot at him. He got there before he got the pass off. Very important.
Here it comes. Right there. Boom. King. Nice defensive play. You know, no one was in front of him, and that's always a dream. 1st and 10 for the Chargers. Ball at the Pioneer 46-yard line. DeGennaro inside trap to Hoffman. Look out. Runs out of some tackles and gets a 1st down. It looks to be at the bottom of the stack there. Number 30, Mark Hatch. This close to a 1st down.
This could be a real enjoyable game tonight. We have 2 great running backs to watch. We have Hoffman, Kurt Agoura, and M.J. Nelson from Simi Valley. We've already seen some excitement. M.J. Nelson's 53-yard punt return is 32-yard off, I guess you would say, sweep of the left end. Agoura gets back to basics and turn something out. We've still got a great game.
The officials electing to bring the chains in to see whether or not Hoffman picked up the necessary yardage on the 1st down as they stretch the chain there. That's going to be short just about a foot or so. So it'll bring up a 2nd down and less than 1. A good waste down here. This would be a golden opportunity to do a little play action pass, throw the ball downfield deep, because you only have about a foot or so to pick up for the 1st down. We'll see what Frank Grimminger and the Agoura Chargers elect to do. 2nd down and short. 1 minute 55 seconds remaining to play in the 1st period. Simi out in front 14-6. Straight ahead to Hoffman. He picks up the 1st down, and that's about it. Ball stripped, and the official is going to rule that his forward progress had come to a halt and the whistles had blown. So he picked up about a yard on the play. And the defensive unit for the Pioneers out there, Tony, stripping that ball away from Hoffman.
Another physical game. They really hit the ball hard. A very important 1st down to keep the drive alive. With a minute and a half left in the 1st quarter, Agoura seemed to have regained their poise a little bit.
Split backfield behind DeGennaro. John rolling to his left, runs out of a tackle, looking downfield, finds a receiver open. Hoffman makes the catch, and he's immediately tackled. A very vicious tackle. Mike Bird, along with Eric Swinson, in on the stop. And Hoffman felt that one. Hoffman's got great size. He's 6'3", 180-pounder, but I'll guarantee you he's going to feel that one tomorrow morning.
DeGennaro also uses upper body strength to break out of a tackle there. At the beginning of the play, he might have been thrown for a loss, broke the tackle, got a nice block, and made the completion to Hoffman.
Brenneman goes split wide to the right. 2nd down and 4 for the Chargers. Ball given to Papadopoulou. Papadopoulou gets the 1st down inside the 25-yard line and is wrestled to the ground by Mike Bird. Bird's been all over the place tonight. He's 6'2", 190-pound senior for Simi Valley. Made a nice tackle for Papadopoulou, able to pick up 4 yards and another 1st down for the Chargers.
This is what Gremminger wanted to see, some ball control now. Keep the ball away from MJ Nelson and company. See if you can get some points for yourself.
1st down and 10. Ball at the 24-yard line. Papadopoulou again, nice block, and inside the 20-yard line. Hoffman made a very nice block on the play. He hit the linebacker, Ty Wilcox, out of there. Papadopoulou able to pick up 5 yards on the play, and once again, Mike Bird in on the stop for the Pioneers.
Vicious tackle. Agoura gets 5 yards with Papadopoulou, and they continue to move the ball and take the time off the clock. Keep the ball out in MJ Nelson's hands. You've got to make Gremminger happy.
This might be the last play in the 1st quarter. DeGennaro back to pass, looking, overthrows his intended receiver. There's the gun. The intended receiver, Brock Hoffman.
Hoffman didn't seem to turn in time, Bill, if you noticed that. DeGennaro threw kind of a nice pass. Hoffman was breaking late and didn't get a chance to get his head turned. They teach you in high school, first thing you want to do, run that pattern, start looking for the ball.
You obviously heard the gun, and that's the end of the 1st quarter of play at Agoura High School. The score from Store Cable, the score. How about a 14-7 ball game tonight? And we've got ourselves a well-balanced, well-matched game as we have an opportunity to take a look at some of the activities on the sidelines. Everybody having fun out at Agoura tonight. And I'm sure the cheerleaders and song girls would like to see some more points on the board, and we might see that. The Chargers have the ball. It'll be 3rd down and 5. The ball is at the 20-yard line.
Well, you might look for something in the air here, Bill. It's a 2-down situation. You got 5 yards. The other team's 20, but you never know what Gremminger's got. He's got all kinds of weapons now. Papadopoulou's running the ball well. Hoffman's running the ball well. DeGennaro's throwing well. You might see something quick, like a quick trap or something like that.
Well, I think what we're going to see first is a timeout. Agoura using one of their timeouts tonight, so we'll make a little note of that. So they get 3 timeouts in each half, and Agoura has used their first timeout. Kind of interesting that you would use a timeout at a quarter change. I don't know why there would be the confusion out there that there appeared to be. And what happened was DeGennaro, rather than trying to get the play off, elected to use a timeout, and they're trying to get things squared away.
Well, at the quarter time, DeGennaro came to the sidelines and discussed what he wanted to run with Gremminger, or I should say what Gremminger wanted to run with offensive play. Maybe DeGennaro went to the line of scrimmage, didn't like what he saw, the personnel that he had, and then called timeout instead of making a mistake.
It's kind of interesting. I know high school football has changed a little bit as we see Frank Gremminger out there on the field. I know it hasn't been that long ago when you and I were playing, Tony, but the coaches were never allowed to go out on the field and jump into the huddle as Coach Gremminger. You know, coaches are great. They never get enough in. You know, they got to tell you, and then they always have got one thing. Oh, come on now, get the first down. They've always got one more thing to say.
A 1-minute timeout's not enough for any coach.
That's exactly right. We'll see what Gremminger and the Chargers do. 3rd down and 5. Reverse play, Brenneman. Good call, good defensive play. Hustling in there was Andy Silvestro. Silvestro over there was not fooled at all. No gain on the play, exactly. Stayed at home, no gain on the play. 4th down and 5.
Coaches can't stress that enough. Stay at home. If they run to your side, make sure you've got your lane covered, then make a penetration after they've gone downfield.
Well, here it is, 4th down and 5. Split backfield. Papadopoulou behind DeGennaro. DeGennaro looking for Ray. Ray makes the catch inside the 5-yard line and is wrestled to the ground at the 2.
Ray ran a beautiful pattern there, Bill. DeGennaro kind of threw a bad pass, but
Mike Bird was back there from his cornerback position. He had good coverage.
We might get a chance to see a replay here.
It was a roll to the right.
Ray breaks open late.
He's looking at Ray the entire way, and Bird right there to make the stop.
I think that's going to be a big pair this year, DeGennaro to Ray. You might hear that a lot tonight.
First and goal from the 2. Split backfield, ball given to Hoffman. Hoffman dives his way in the end zone, touchdown. Brock Hoffman, 2-yard touchdown run. And it didn't take very long for the Chargers to get on the scoreboard here in the second period. Very simple. It was set up by that nice 4th down pass reception by John DeGennaro to Donnie Ray. And then around the left side, straight up there, Brock Hoffman, 2-yard touchdown run.
The Chargers look very poised on that. The offensive line just beat the Simi Valley Pioneers defensive line to the punch.
Psalm to add the extra point. It's certainly long enough right through the uprights. The score, the Simi Valley Pioneers 14, the Agoura Chargers 14. We're in the second period. Just 56 seconds ticked off, and we'll have an opportunity to take a look at that touchdown dive by Brock Hoffman. Nothing fancy, just straight ahead.
All of Brock Hoffman, all 6'3" of them, that gets him 2 yards. That's what he needed. Tackles made around the ankles. Fell into the end zone. The ball broke the plane. Straight ahead, power football. Agoura held their poise real well. Kept the ball away from Simi Valley. We haven't seen MJ Nelson. We haven't seen Bustamante. It's now a 14-14 game. Exciting football here in Agoura High School.
Deep for the Simi Valley Pioneers will be MJ Nelson, along with number 40, who brought the ball back inside Charger territory. That's David Barrow. I'm sure some would like to kick it to Barrow and keep it away from MJ Nelson. A short kick is going to go out of bounds at the 35-yard line, and a late flag is going to be thrown. And we'll have to get the officials to sort this out. Obviously, the penalty because the ball went out of bounds. However, the question is, was there a late hit afterwards? But I'm not sure the officials are going to call that. We'll have an opportunity to hear them here as we look at the scoring drive. The Agoura Chargers pulled off.
3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Illegal procedure against the kicking team. Refuse to work the ball at the spot.
I think Simi Valley just wants the ball. The 2 scoring drives Agoura's had, taking up 6 minutes on the clock. So the Simi offense is back on the field, taking the ball at the 34-yard line.
So the Pioneers will take over. They'll have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line. Mark Bustamante will be a quarterback. He'll have MJ Nelson and Mark Hatch in the backfield. Bustamante, just a junior, a 6-foot, 160-pounder. Well, let's give him 5 more, 165-pounder. He's got Bird split wide to the right. And in motion is Nelson. Option play the right side. Bustamante with some running room. Nice move. Spins inside the 40-yard line. Awful close to that 1st down marker. And it'll depend on the spot. Good heads-up run that time by Mark Bustamante on the option play.
Beautiful run out. Outside linebacker for the Agoura Chargers was keen, seems to be keen on MJ Nelson as he's the option play, and Bustamante kept it inside and went for 9 yards.
Well, it's just short of that 1st down marker. 2nd down and less than 1. Option, again, Nelson with a pitch. Picks up the 1st down and more. Gain about 4 or 5 on the play. In on the stop for the Chargers with Donnie Ray, also with some help from Dave Mount.
Once again, Bustamante ran the option to the right side, picked up the 1st down. Mike King forced him to make the pitch, and MJ Nelson, I don't know if you got a chance to saw it, it was just a pitch, was just barely off. He made a good one-handed catch for the 1st down.
It was Jody McGee there on the sideline. He wasn't asking the trainer for a date. I'm sure he was having his hand or something attended to. Bustamante, option play to the left this time. Good defense. Not much doing that time.
Dennis Mangola, a nice tackle on the inside, forced Bustamante to the inside and then made the tackle himself. Bustamante is very impressive, quick feet. I thought MJ Nelson was the speedster, but, well, we know he's the speedster, Bill, but Bustamante has good, nifty moves for himself.
Let's give him 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8. We're all tied in the second quarter. Simi 14, Agoura 14. Nelson in motion to the wide side. Bustamante back to pass, in a lot of trouble, throws the ball. Should have been intercepted. Martin Williams back there said, "Ali, I'll tell you, that was one I should have had."
Mark Bustamante had a lot of pressure from the defensive line. Seemed to throw that ball intended for the wide receiver, Mike Bird. Marty Williams might have been reading touchdown up the other sideline.
3rd down and 8 for the Pioneers. Ball resting right at the 50-yard line.
Watch for MJ Nelson, Bill. I got a feeling.
Bird split wide to the left at the bottom of your picture. Split backfield behind Bustamante. Draw play. Nelson well set up. Look out. Watch him go. Runs out of a tackle and dives towards a 1st down marker. Stop on the play by John Gillette. Gillette hit Nelson pretty good. Drilled him into the ground. He's going to be awful close to that 1st down marker. And it's going to be enough for a 1st down. So pick up 9 yards on the play for MJ Nelson and another 1st down for the Simi Valley Pioneers.
Well, we were right. They brought MJ on the draw. Let the defensive people in like it's a pass, make it show pass, the offensive lineman stand up and tuck it in MJ Nelson's belly and let him pick up the 1st down with 9 yards on the draw play.
Dave Sullivan goes split wide to the right. Mike Bird split on the left side. Bustamante back to pass, plenty of time looking downfield. Interception, John Gillette. Gillette all the way inside the 35-yard line. And the Agoura faithful very pleased to see John intercept that one.
Once again, the ball was a little underthrown by Bustamante. The Agoura zone kind of sunk in. You get a chance to see Gillette fall. We're getting a replay here. Gillette just comes in from the safety position and picks that ball off.
Gets about 9 yards on the return, so the Chargers another takeover and turnover, and DeGennaro will have it 1st and 10, ball at the 35-yard line. Option play, DeGennaro electing to take it himself and hustles inside and fights forward for about 9 yards on the play. In on the stop for the Simi Valley Pioneers, Bill Sneakloff. See that? You thought I was going to have problems with that one, Tony. I worked on that one a little bit before the game. It's Sneakloff.
If you watch that play again, though, we're not going to get a chance to see a replay, but the Simi Valley must have taken something thinking they can strip the ball loose because their tackler making the hit, the initial tackle, and they're trying to strip the ball, looking for a turnover.
2nd down and 9. Ball at the 45-yard line. Option play. DeGennaro stopped immediately. Actually, maybe a loss on the play. Getting up from the bottom of the stack.
The Agoura faithful looking for a late hit call or unsportsmanlike conduct call.
Bill Sneakloff in on the stop for the Pioneers. 3rd down and let's call it 1. Ball at the 44-yard line. 7 minutes, 38 seconds remaining to play in the 1st half. Simi 14, Agoura 14. Well, Papadopoulou did not pick up the 1st down. He just barely got to the 45-yard line. So I think deep at this point, Coach Grimminger there is going to elect to put in the punting team. There's no reason to turn this thing over if you don't convert on 4th down. The best thing to do is to hit the ball deep and hope that MJ Nelson doesn't run it back for an 80-yard touchdown.
Well, the instructions might have been given to Sham to kick the ball away from him. And with 7 minutes left in the 2nd quarter, you're back in the ball game now. You're all even again. Let's get the ball down in there deep in their own end zone. Excuse me.
A short punt this time, but MJ Nelson signals for a fair catch at the 30-yard line. So that's one way to do it. You only punt the ball 25 yards, but you don't have 6 more points up on the scoreboard against you.
Great hang time. They allowed the Agoura punt coverage to get down and surround MJ Nelson. He took a call for the fair catch. This should be an interesting last 6 minutes and 30 seconds of the 2nd quarter, Bill, don't you think? Now everybody felt each other out. The fight's going on. We're in the 3rd or 4th round of a heavyweight slug out here.
A little confusion out there on the Simi Valley sideline as we look at Mark Bustamante, waiting for the officials to get things squared away. I believe Dennis Mangola was having an equipment problem, and he is going to come off. It's one of those shoulder pad deals. He's got to take that shirt off, and the equipment guys have got to get over there and work on that shoulder pad. He'll probably just be off for about a play or so. 1st down and 10. Nelson picked up about 2. Down at the bottom of the stack there, number 77, Mount, and number 80, Donnie Ray. Nelson picked up about 2 on the play.
The Agoura defense might have seen something from upstairs. They're starting to string that option out. Instead of making big, quick penetration, letting MJ Nelson split the gap, they're stringing him out, making him run parallel, and then picking a shot at him.
Bustamante, 2nd down and 8. Ball given to Hatch. Hatch runs out of a tackle, twists his way, spins his way, fights his way all the way down to the 43-yard line. Pickup of about 8 yards in a play. 8 yards on the play and a 1st down.
A nice carry by Hatch. You're taught, once again, since you get a chance to see him, he hits, he gets hit, keeps spinning, keeps moving.
Super effort that time. Hatch got hit by 3 guys and flat forward for a 9-yard gain they give him credit for, and a 1st down for the Pioneers. Bustamante. Again, Hatch, look out. Hatch with some running room and all the way down to the 35-yard line. 22-yard run by Mark Hatch. And I think the Chargers are thinking and looking MJ Nelson. So what do the Pioneers do? They come back to Mark Hatch.
Exactly.
Here it is.
Quick hitter off the right side, and Hatch was gone to the races. We were talking about how Agoura had strung out MJ Nelson.
Mike Eckel and John Gillette in on the stop. And if it hadn't been for those 2 guys, Hatch had gone all the way. Again, Hatch. Boy, and that's just straight at him football. And again, Gillette and Eckel. That was not a replay that you just saw. That was the same play to the other side, and exactly the same thing happened. He picked up about 25 yards that time, and again, Gillette and Eckel were there to make the stop for the Chargers.
Well, we were discussing, they had strung out their offense, the defensive line, spread the gaps a little bit to cover the sweep and the pitch to MJ Nelson. The Simi Valley offensive coordinator must have noted something. Now they're breaking the ball inside. First off right tackle, then off left tackle. And they picked up 22 and 25 yards respectively.
I'll tell you, it's one way to stop the Pioneers, and the way they're stopping the Pioneers is by calling timeout. Very heads up coaching call. The Pioneers took the ball at their 35-yard line, and they've marched the ball downfield, bang, 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 straight at them football, nothing fancy. As we take a look at the Simi offense out there.
Well, they've run 5 plays in the drive, Bill. Bustamante had the ball once, MJ Nelson twice, and now Hatch twice, and I think maybe Grimminger has come up with something needed to make an adjustment.
Well, I think the thing is, that, as we said, you can't try to just totally stop MJ Nelson. You've got to stop both backs. Hatch is certainly no slouch, and he's proven that he can sure tote the mail. MJ Nelson certainly has.
I'll take him on my team.
Well, I'm sure that's part of the reason why the Simi Valley Pioneers are 2-0. And the Agoura Chargers 1-1 so far on the early season. 5 minutes, 19 seconds remaining to play in this first half. Ball resting just shy of the 15-yard line. 1st down and 10. Bustamante gives the ball inside to Hatch. Hatch this time with Mount riding his back. Hits inside for maybe a gain of 2 on the play. Good defensive effort that time by Dave Mount.
If there was a defensive adjustment, it was a well-made call. He only picked up 2.5 yards, 3 yards on the play.
2nd down 8. Coming split wide to the left. Dave Sullivan. Split backfield. Option play this time and wrestled to the ground. Hustling in there from his linebacker position, Dennis Mangola. Mangola read that one very, very quickly and got off of Hatch and went in and tackled Bustamante, threw him for a loss of about 4 yards on the play. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 12 situation, a passing situation for the Pioneers. Let's see what they elect to do deep in Agoura territory. Clock continues to move, 4 minutes, 20 seconds to play. Play action reverse, and tackled for a loss on the play is Robert Lungen.
Robert Zelon, ball carrier.
Zelon, is that how we're getting a pronunciation? Robert Zelon. Anyway, a flag on the play, and we'll have to see a clip. I'm sure that probably will be refused.
They don't want to give MJ Nelson another chance at the ball.
The officials out there talking to Dennis Mangola, the defensive captain, along with Mike Bowman. And as you see Bowman there at the bottom of your picture, saying, hey, Coach, do we take it? Do we refuse it?
Help, Coach, help. Well, a couple possibilities here, Bill.
Yeah, they're going to move him back. I guess they don't want him to try for the field goal. It would be a long field goal attempt. However, they will be giving the Pioneers another opportunity at third down. It'll be third down and a mile.
Our favorite expression, third down and a bunch.
Having some problems with his mic there. It was a clipping call against the Pioneers. The ball moved back all the way to the 39-yard line. So as I look to the scoreboard for assistance, it says third down and 34. MJ Nelson in motion. Option play. Nelson in the open field is going to be stopped far short of that first down marker. In on the stop, Mangola along with Mount getting up there. MJ Nelson that time not able to break it because the Charger defense really softened up out there. You know, it's one of those deals, we'll bend but not break. Let's give them 10 yards or 15 yards. They're not going to pick up a first down. It's exactly what they did.
Covered the play real well. Buster Monty came out to the right side, forced the pitch to MJ Nelson. Donnie Ray just stayed right at home and said, okay, you're not going outside of me. I'm going to turn you inside to all my friends, and half the Agoura team made the tackle.
Mike Bird goes back to about the 46-yard line, as you see, fourth down and 19. Deep for the Chargers, Dave Papadopoulou along with Bill Brenneman. Good snap from center. Bird hits a short kick, but it's a high one that Papadopoulou signals for a fair catch at the 17-yard line.
Very, very eerie position there Papadopoulou was in. Called for the fair catch. Most people might have let it hit the ground and bounce. Surrounded by Simi Valley defenders, took a chance and made a great reception. Good catch of the punt.
Chargers would like to put some more points on the board. They've got 3 minutes, 6 seconds left in the first half. They have the ball first down and 10 at the 17-yard line. DeGennaro has got Hoffman and Papadopoulou in the backfield. DeGennaro going to be tackled from behind, and a host of Pioneers in on the stop, and right there at the bottom you see Andrew Mazare, a cornerback.
Preminger might get a little conservative here. He's gotten back into the game. It's a 14-14 tie. You got the ball deep in your own end zone. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to play. Let's not make a mistake. Let's not give the ball back to Simi Valley. Let's see if we can get out of the half. Maybe get a first down, then get out of the half all even.
Second down, we'll call it 12. Papadopoulou. Inside, not much going. Andy Silvestro applying the tackle to Papadopoulou. As you can see there, he's not a real big guy. He's 5'7", 160-pounder. He's a senior. Got a lot of heart and a lot of effort, and we finally got his name down.
Runs the ball well also.
Hallelujah. What do you know?
Third down and 10 be real important here. You don't want to do anything to cause a mistake or a fumble, but you do want to try to keep the ball here, maybe pick up a first down. You still got 2 minutes left to go in the first half.
DeGennaro. Play action pass looking for number 88, Mark Johnstone. Johnstone makes the reception. It's going to be short of that first down marker. Going to be short for about a yard or two. Gain of about 8 on the play. So it'll bring up a punting situation for the Chargers. Clock continues to move. A minute, 30 seconds remaining to play.
Very important special teamwork coming up here for Agoura Chargers. The punt's got to be good. The coverage is going to have to do well. MJ Nelson, if he gets the ball, if he can run, he might want to stop, try to get out of bounds by stopping the clock.
Psalm deep for the Chargers, standing inside the 15-yard line. The rush is on. Psalm hits a nice punt that's going to go out of bounds. Clock will stop. Official there trying to figure out where he's going to put it. He says, how about the 45? Sounds good to me. So that's where the Pioneers will take over. First and 10. They'll have the ball at their own 45-yard line. Got plenty of time. They've got 3 timeouts. I believe they have 3 timeouts left. They may have used one of their timeouts. However, there is a minute 6 on that scoreboard clock. We'll see if they don't work the sidelines. Bustamante sends Nelson in motion. Ball given straight up the gut to Hatch. Hatch runs out of a tackle and fights his way across the midfield stripe. Wrestled to the ground at the Charger 46-yard line.
They're definitely using Nelson as a decoy. They put him in motion this time, send him to the right side, spread the Agoura defense out. The left outside linebacker cleared out, gave it to Hatch, and went up off the right side for 8 yards.
Pick up a beat on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Clock continues to move. 40 seconds. Bustamante back to pass. Look out, he's in trouble and he's buried. Hustling in there, Don Cook, also getting some assistance from number 77, Dave Mount. We should have an opportunity to take another look at that. Cook will be coming from the top end of the screen, and that's a dream. Boy, I tell you, no one out there, none of the backs blocking, and anytime you have a clear open shot like that at the quarterback, you know, you could almost see his eyes, the whites of his eyes as he was coming in, looking in, zeroing in at Bustamante.
Oh, exactly, Bill. Simi Valley used one of their timeouts with 30 seconds to go in a half. See if they can put something together. But you're exactly right. That's 2 for Mr. Cook tonight. Nobody seems to block him. Bustamante steps back, takes a 5-yard drop, looks up, nobody around, steps up in the pocket and gets sacked. Nobody was with him.
Now, what has to happen is the back has got to be able to step up or come behind, and what's happening is the backs are getting too far up into the line of scrimmage. Cook is making a big, wide, sweeping loop, and he's getting actually behind the back and getting a clear shot at the quarterback.
You use the word loop, that's exactly what they call in the defensive huddle. You're either going to go right to the right side with a route or to the left side with a lane. It's a loop or a split, depending on what you want to do. Graminger, knowing it's a passing situation, calling the defensive signals from the sideline, said, we're looping, the defensive end loop, and you're right. Cook had the direct shot at the quarterback.
3rd down, let's call it 8. Clock is stopped, 30 seconds to play in the first half. Bustamante trying to set up a screen, and it's well read and well played by the Chargers. King along with Mount in there on the stop on the play. The pass was complete to number 91 on the play, Keith Holtz. Clock continuing to move, 8 seconds. That probably will be the last play of the first half. And as if you can't hear the countdown, and if you can't hear the gun, I can hear it, and that's the gun. The end of the first half of play here at Agoura High School. The score, the Simi Valley Pioneers 14, the Agoura Chargers 14. We'll be back for the second half of play and some halftime comments right after this. The Chargers will be kicking. We'll go ahead and recap the scoring for you in the first half here. Tonight, it started off very quickly, a 52-yard punt return by M.J. Nelson. The kick was good. The score, Simi 7, Agoura nothing. And then on the next score, it was M.J. Nelson again on the left side, a 32-yard sweep, put another 6 points on the board. The kick was good. And then at the end of the first quarter, Donnie Ray on a 28-yard pass from John DeGennaro put the Chargers on the scoreboard, the score 14-7. And then in the midway point of the second quarter, Brock Hoffman went over on a 2-yard dive, and that's where we stand at halftime. The score, the Simi Valley Pioneers 14, the Agoura Chargers 14. We'll get a chance maybe to take a look at some of the halftime statistics that were generated here in the first half of play. The yards rushing obviously in the favor of Simi Valley. Passing, Agoura had the edge, pretty close. Total offense, 109 to 122. The turnovers, each team had 2. Psalm ready to put play underway, I should say. The kick is fielded at the 30-yard line and wrestled to the 35-yard line and tackled immediately there. Number 33 in on the stop for the Chargers. That's Dan Hastings. Hastings made the stop. So a 5-yard return, and the Pioneers will take over 1st and 10. They'll have the ball at the 35-yard line.
Probably was big conversation at halftime, Bill. Welcome back. Let's kick the ball away from M.J. Nelson. Sam did that, moved the ball to the right side, and Simi Valley got some good field position out of it, but M.J. didn't get a chance to return the ball.
John Bustamante at quarterback has M.J. Nelson and Mark Hatch in the backfield. M.J. Nelson gets the call. He's an exciting runner, runs out of the tackle there. I believe it was number 68 getting up off the ground. That's Dennis Mangola. Mangola wrestling Nelson to the ground at about the 45-yard line. The officials calling timeout momentarily. I believe they'll be bringing the chains in across the field. And it's going to be enough for a first down. So MJ Nelson on the first play from scrimmage to start the second half. 10 yards and a first down for the Pioneers. Ball resting on the 45-yard line. 14-14 ball game. Nelson again gets the call. This time is going to go nowhere and tackled immediately. Donnie Ray from his linebacker position stepped up inside that time and said, MJ, you got 10 last time, not this time.
Well, they ran the same play twice in a row. First time, MJ took the ball the same way, had a chance to break back to his left side, which is happening a lot now in professional football. You're looking for a breakaway, cutback type runner.
Second down, let's call it a long 9. Hatch this time. Straight up the gut, and getting up at the bottom of the tackle is Dennis Mangola.
Nothing fancy. Seems like they're trying to establish a running game. Dennis Mangola filled the gap real well. Hatch, a very powerful runner, had 50 yards in the first half.
Third down and 5. Ball resting right at the midfield stripe. Bustamante going to run the option play, fumble, and it's going to be recovered. I believe it's number 62, Mike King. Credit Mike King for the fumble recovery, so another turnover. The Simi Valley Pioneers have turned the ball over 3 times. We'll get a chance to see that. And 62 right there, boom, very alertly fell on that loose ball. So
Brian King made the initial contact on Bustamante.
Chargers able to get another turnover. And we'll see what they do. Ball at the 42-yard line. DeGennaro, play action pass. Looking for a receiver, can't find anybody. Fumbles the ball and it's picked up in the air. I guess that was Brock Hoffman, number 10 right there at the bottom of your screen. Kind of standing around. He was one of the guys blocking back there for DeGennaro. DeGennaro got hit. The ball popped loose and Hoffman was right there. Recovered it. Actually picked up about 2 yards on the play. Here it is.
DeGennaro takes a great hit right there.
Boom, boom. Little tip drill, and he got a little help from one of his offensive linemen pulling him forward. Hoffman picked up 2 yards on the play, second down and 8. DeGennaro, option play, runs out of a tackle, pitches it to Papadopoulos, who makes a nice move inside the 25-yard line and is finally wrestled to the ground at the 21. Over there making the stop for the Simi Valley Pioneers was number 51. That's Dennis Zuner. Zuner, a 5'10", 180-pound senior.
Well, DeGennaro ran the veer play that time to the left side. We have a turnover, as you can see on the screen.
This drive a result of a turnover. We'll see if the Chargers can capitalize and put the ball in the end zone. DeGennaro gives the ball straight ahead to Papadopoulos. Dave fights his way inside the 15-yard line, getting up from the bottom of the stack. Number 55, Tony White for the Pioneers.
The offensive line of the Agoura Chargers just seems to be handling the defensive line of Simi Valley tonight. The second half starts the complete reverse of the way the first half did, with a fumble and a turnover going to the Agoura Chargers.
Chargers on the move. Ball inside the 15-yard line. First and 10. Check that. Second down and 2. Hoffman got the first down and more as he barrels his way near the 5-yard line. Mike Bird back there for the Pioneers applying the tackle on Hoffman, but Hoffman picked up 8 yards and another first down.
First 3 plays of the drive had been on the outside to the off the tackles. This time they run a quick counter to Hoffman up the middle. He picks up 8 yards and a first down.
Johnstone comes wide to the right. DeGennaro takes it straight ahead on the quarterback sneak and barely gets to the line of scrimmage. Good defensive penetration that time, getting up on the bottom of the stack. Number 63, Bill Sneakloff.
Like a quarterback sneak loft.
Sneakaloff. That's it. Yeah, we got it. Second down and goal. Ball at the 3-yard line. Hoffman tackled immediately. Tony White from his linebacker position, number 55 in there, applying the hit on Hoffman.
linebacker blitz that time, Bill. They must have seen the films of the Newbury Park and the Agoura game. We've done both those games. The defensive teams against Agoura trying to slow them down has brought 8 men to the line of scrimmage, and this time they shot their linebackers, made great penetration, made a tackle on Hoffman, also had DeGennaro behind the line.
Ground view, 3rd down and goal. Ball at the 3-yard line. DeGennaro, pitch to Hoffman. Hoffman dives in a nice defensive play over there on that right side. Brian McMullen stopped Brock Hoffman. And we'll get a chance to take another look at it. Hoffman leaves his feet. Boom. Gets hit. Good defensive play that time by the Pioneers.
2 linebackers, defensive end, are all out there to make the stop. What do you think here, Bill? Gramminger's got to make a decision. You want to go for the touchdown. You're close. You let Sham kick the field goal.
Well, I think what he's going to do is he's going to call a timeout, because this is certainly a very important decision that needs to be made here. The ball is going to be placed at about the 3-yard line now. Let's call it the 2.5-yard line. And certainly they want to get some kind of points out of this thing. I don't think 3 points is what they're looking for. They're obviously looking for the touchdown.
Well, you revert back to the new rule we were talking about, where the coach will go on the field. He might be out there asking the offensive line what they think. Can you guys blow them off the line of scrimmage here? Can you make penetration into the end zone? If not, we'll kick the field goal. I got to believe the offensive line said, sure, Coach, we'll score it for you.
DeGennaro there talking to Coach Gramminger, trying to get some last-minute words of advice. Simi Valley Pioneers defense lined up and ready to see if they can't stop the Chargers. Big play here. 6 minutes, 49 seconds to play. 4th down and goal. Ball, let's call it at the 3. DeGennaro looking for a receiver, looking for Ray, can't find anybody. He's going to be intercepted. Stepping in front of Dave Papadopoulou is number 30, Mark Hatch. And Hatch able to have, I guess, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. The Chargers recovered a fumble on the first possession of the Simi Valley Pioneers. We'll have a chance to look at Hatch step in front of Papadopoulou.
They just strung out DeGennaro, and he tried to get rid of the ball, and Hatch stepped right in front of him. Nice interception by Hatch.
As I was saying, the turnover situation, we've got interception and a fumble recovery so far, and we've only had 4 minutes to play in this 3rd period, and that's just in the 2nd half. 3 turnovers tonight on each side. Hatch takes the ball over the right side, tackled by a host of Agoura Chargers. Williams, along with Ray, getting up from the bottom of the stack over there. Obviously, the Pioneers would like to pick up a couple of first downs. They would rather not have to punt out of their own end zone, move the ball a little bit, because field position is very, very important. And they obviously had the breaks in the first quarter, and it appears right now that they are somewhat in a hole. 2nd down, let's call it 8.
Oh, nice tackle by Dave Mount.
Dave Mount there, and on the stop.
It was Hatch.
Hatch again on the carry. That time Hatch able to pick up maybe a yard or so on the play, and that was about it.
Well, they gave it to Hatch on a quick opener up the middle, and Mount was shed off his block real well, moved the block to the left side, and just took Hatch straight on, made a great tackle, got his arms wrapped around him. They gave Hatch maybe a yard.
3rd down and 8. Bustamante at quarterback gives the ball and tackled immediately by number 68, Dennis Mangola, and Donnie Ray. MJ Nelson tackled for a loss on the play.
Well, you had the same situation. You're deep in your own territory. You don't want to make a mistake. Try to pick up first down on a couple running plays, maybe something short. You didn't see the ball in the air. Didn't need another turnover to give the ball back to Agoura. Now let's punt the ball and let our defense do a job, see if we can get a good punt from Mr. Bird.
Mike Bird standing deep in his own end zone. Bill Brenneman along with Dave Papadopoulou standing at about the 42-yard line. Bird in his end zone. Flag. Nice punt. Brenneman fields it at the 42. Across the 40. Look out, he's got the picket set up. Inside the 30, 20, all the way down to the 17-yard line. However, there are penalty flags everywhere. In on the stop for the Simi Valley Pioneers was M.J. Nelson, along with number 41, who is Andrew Mazare.
Illegal procedure on the kicking team, 6 men on the line.
I'm sure that penalty will be declined. The Chargers would certainly like to take over 1st and 10 ball at the Pioneer.
Illegal procedure on the kicking team. It's refused. It'll be first down, blue.
They only had 6 men on the line of scrimmage. Need 7. Get a chance to look at the punt return here by Brenneman. He gets a nice ball on the right side. Feels the ball well and brings it down. Almost scored, goes all the way. You notice he runs into his own player about the 20-yard line.
A couple of nice blocks and excellent field position for the Chargers.
Very important for Agoura to put the ball in the end zone.
4 minutes left to play in this 14-14 football game in the 3rd period. DeGennaro, back to pass, play action. Is in trouble, going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage, trapped back at the 25-yard line. Snikolov in on the stop for the Simi Valley Pioneers.
Number 51, Dennis Zuner, 5'10", 180-pound senior, splits from his linebacker position. DeGennaro's been rolling left and right. This time Zuner came from his left side, was able to sack DeGennaro along with
DeGennaro stopped for about 19 yards. Sneakaloff. There you go. Sneakaloff in on the stop. DeGennaro pitched this time to Hoffman. Hoffman runs almost out of the tackle of Brian McMullen. But McMullen, with that big right hand out there, grabbed him. McMullen, 6 foot, 190-pound senior, threw Hoffman, the 6'3", 180-pound senior, to the ground. Good defensive play that time. It was a one-handed, right-handed tackle. I would bet anything that McMullen is a right-hander.
Oh, yeah, very strong right hand. You might look for that screen again here, Bill. Picked up a good yards in the first half.
3rd down, they're saying 22. DeGennaro back to pass. Plenty of time, tries to find a receiver. Pass is going to be caught short of that first down marker. I believe it was Brenneman, Bill Brenneman, right there, number 90. We'll get a chance to see that reception. I think the key was that DeGennaro had plenty of time.
Straight drop back by DeGennaro. Brenneman runs an inside out, just over the outstretched arms of number 31, Eric Swenson.
4th down and 6. Robert Somm, number 9, right there in your picture, is going to be attempting a 30-yard field goal. The kick is up. It's certainly long enough. And it's good. Right through the uprights. Had plenty of leg that time. And Robert Somm, a 5'8", 145-pounder for Agoura, able to put the ball through the uprights. And the score in the 3rd period, the Agoura Chargers 17, the Simi Valley Pioneers 14, and Agoura finally able to get out in front in this ball game. And as you mentioned earlier, Tony, it was the first quarter and very early in the first quarter that the Pioneers were able to get out to an early start, and it appears that the Chargers have come out of the halftime and out of the locker room and are certainly ready to play the balance of this football game and have added 3 points.
I got to believe they went in the locker room, Bill. Graham just sat down, talked to his defensive coach, and said, we need something to stretch them out. Now we've done that. We've stopped MJ to the outside. We've stopped Hatch on the inside. They've got a couple breaks here now. Agoura's got a field goal from Somm. They've gone ahead 17-14. Now they've got to play defense.
Somm, short kick that is taken at the 35-yard line and wrestled to the ground at the 37-yard line. As I turn my roster over, it's Dave Sullivan. Interesting, last week on our rosters, we had alphabetical roster of 25 players. Tonight, we've got a roster of about 40 players, and unfortunately, they don't have them all on one sheet. So the last 15 players are on the back side. So I hope you will excuse me for turning my page, and we'll go back to play. Mark Bustamante, tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Big number 74 in there for the Chargers. That's Mike Bowman.
Bowman got penetration, great penetration, was able to run Bustamante down from the outside before he had a chance to open up the option play. He had MJ on the outside waiting for the pitch.
Bustamante lost about a yard on the play, so it'll be 2nd down and 11. Clock continues to move. 1 minute, 24 seconds remaining here in the 3rd period. We're at Agoura High School. Bill Wilson along with Tony Geyer Channel 8, Store Cable, high school football. Undefeated Simi Valley with the ball. Nelson, draw play, tackled behind the line of scrimmage. I believe Mangola, and it certainly was. Mangola was all over M.J. Nelson.
Definitely Mangola from his linebacker position. They ran that play in the first half for a good 16, 17-yard gain. That was a draw to M.J. Nelson. This time the Agoura defensive line got good penetration. The linebackers stayed where they were supposed to be. Bustamante made the handoff to Nelson, and Mangola just ate him up. Just a nice tackle, one-on-one.
Third down, let's call it 17. Passing situation for the Pioneers. Bustamante was 1 of 5 in the first half. Back to pass, looking downfield, overthrows everybody.
Might have been just throwing that away, but I don't think he had anybody open.
I'm sure he was. All the receivers were covered downfield. Credit the defensive backs for the Chargers. That's Eckel, Williams, Gillette, and Stewart. All those guys back there did a real fine job on the pass coverage. So it'll bring up a 4th down and punting situation for the Pioneers.
The Agoura defense has really adjusted well from the first quarter. Seemed a little shell-shocked to begin the game, but kept their poise, got the ball back. The offense controlled it. Defense is playing well. They're not overrunning the plays. They're trying to get Simi Valley trying to get M.J. Nelson off the game.
Bird hits the ball at the 20. Another penalty flag is thrown. It's going to be Papadopoulou. Fumbles the ball. It's a loose ball, and I believe Simi has fallen on it. We'll have to see what the penalty flag is. However, on the play, could be the same infraction we saw in the previous punt. They didn't have enough players on the line of scrimmage. We'll have to wait for the officials to sort it out, and we'll get the call here.
Illegal procedure on the kicking team. 6 men on the line of scrimmage.
Big break for Agoura. They'll definitely take the penalty and make Simi Valley punt the ball again.
We'll get a chance if we can see, if you count the line of scrimmage. Now it's pretty tough there. You'll see, though, at the end of this play, Papadopoulou having problems fielding it, and number 66 hustling in there right there to recover the ball, all for naught. That was number 66, who is George Sadler.
Illegal procedure on the kicking team. 4th down.
Okay, we got the call again. Illegal procedure. Problem is, they only had 6 guys on the line of scrimmage. You need 7, and unfortunately for the Pioneers, the ball will be punted once again by Bird, and let's see if we can get those guys all on the line of scrimmage and make sure we don't have another penalty flag.
Their wideouts seem to be back off the line of scrimmage.
Clock continuing to wind down here, just 5 seconds remaining to play. Bird gets a good snap from center. A wobbly punt that's going to hit at about the 40-yard line and go out of bounds. There's the gun. As Tony jumps back 15 feet, hits his head on the roof. That's the end of the 3rd period.
I was watching Papadopoulou stay away from the ball that time. He said, okay, I've handled it once. I made a mistake. I got a break. Let's let the ball hit and roll out of bounds. Wise decision. Agoura's got the ball at the 37-yard line with halfway decent field position again.
We've been through 3 quarters of play tonight to score. The Simi Valley Pioneers trailing the Agoura Chargers by a score of 17-14. Credit to a 30-yard field goal by Robert Somm.
If you would have told me at the beginning of the game, Bill, after the first 5 minutes of the first quarter, that we were going to have a 17-14 game into the 4th quarter with a field goal being the difference, I would have said I couldn't believe that.
Well, that's exactly the difference so far. As John DeGennaro there in the huddle talking to his offensive unit, the Chargers will take over 1st and 10 to start this first possession in the 4th period. They have the ball at their own 37-yard line. DeGennaro back to pass, looking downfield for Cook. Cook's wide open, makes a spectacular diving catch all the way across the 45 and down to the 44-yard line. Don Cook. Little play action pass, and DeGennaro back there got plenty of time. You'll see some of the play action in there. Fake the reverse. Good block that time by Hoffman, and watch this catch.
M.J. Nelson tried to play the ball, and the ball just ran him, and Cook made a beautiful catch on the right sideline.
1st down and 10. Ball goes inside this time to Hoffman. Hoffman fights his way across the 40-yard line. In on the stop again for the Pioneers is Tony White. White has been very active tonight from his linebacker position. I believe he's got 4 or 5 unassisted tackles. Credit Hoffman for a gain of 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6. DeGennaro, split backfield once again behind him. And that was the good old veer they were trying to run. John missed the read that time. Certainly should have given the ball to Hoffman. I think you'll agree, Tony, because he was almost 5 yards past DeGennaro, and there was no one around him.
Well, he put the bucket, the ball in the gut of Papaduple out, and as he pulled it out, he looked like he dropped it and jumped right back up into it and just laid down on the ball.
3rd down and 6. Papaduple gets the call. It's going to be stopped short of that 1st down marker. Mark Hatch, along with Bill Sneakaloff.
Sneakaloff has 5 tackles tonight himself. 4 unassisted and 5 assists tonight. Been all over the place. Big call here, Bill. Do you punt?
Yeah, you certainly do. I think the key so far in this second half has been the field position situation. Agoura has had outstanding field position. The Pioneers, on the other hand, have been trapped deep in their own territory, and Robert Saum is standing at about the 49-yard line and wants to pin the Pioneers back deep in their own territory. M.J. Nelson standing deep for the Pioneers. Almost blocked.
Beautiful punt.
However, the ball, unfortunately, not going out of bounds, went into the end zone, so the Pioneers will take over. They'll have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. That punt nearly blocked that time. Hustling in there was Ty Wilcox. Wilcox, a linebacker, hustling in that time and almost got a piece of that punt.
Yeah, Sam tried for the coffin corner. When the ball hit, I thought it was definitely going out of bounds at 1 yard line, but it just skipped out of bounds inside the red marker and into the end zone for a touchback.
Well, the Pioneers would like to get some kind of offense generated. They haven't done much the second half. Mix up in the backfield, and that's not going to get anything done. Ball is still loose. It's going to be recovered by Donnie Ray. Number 80, Donnie Ray. And I think you'll see from the very start of this replay, Tony, that there was a lot of confusion in the backfield.
Well, it looked like they faked the off tackle and were trying to give it to the split end, either Jeff Blank or Mike Bird on the reverse. And when you start handling the ball so much, you got a chance to drop it. Now, if you've seen, that's the 3rd fumble for Simi, second in the second half. They faked the inside quick draw to the fullback and tried to give it to the split end on the end around is what they call it. But the defense was there to smother it. The ball just bounced around, ended up in Donnie Ray's hands.
2nd down. Check that 1st down and 10. What am I saying? DeGennaro back to pass, looking downfield, is going to be trapped behind the line of scrimmage. He pumped once, he pumped twice, and then finally, Andy Silvestro, a 6', 190-pound junior, was able to throw DeGennaro for a loss on the play of about 4 yards.
Although he was sacked, Bill, that was a real smart play. He pumped, looked for somebody. You don't want to throw the interception. You got the ball on their 10-yard line. Eat it, keep it, take the sack. You're only losing 4 yards. You're still in position to get a field goal, but try to get 6. Don't throw it away.
2nd and 14, split backfield behind DeGennaro. Reverse play. Mike Brenneman. Check that, Bill Brenneman. Brenneman picking up a few yards on the play, and Mike Bird once again in on the stop for the Pioneers. Brenneman is not a big guy. He's 5'7", 150-pounder. He's a senior. Bird's got good size. He's 6'2", 190 pounds. So Brenneman giving away 40 pounds that time. Brenneman probably taking the licks that time that Mike Bird was able to lay out.
Same type of play. Simi fumbled the ball, and a little end around to the wide receiver.
3rd down and 8. DeGennaro rolling to his right, looking for Ray in the end zone. And Bird back there on the defense. DeGennaro a little bit off the mark as Donnie Ray laying at the ground saying, doggone it, I was wide open. I wish you would have got it to me, John. It would have been another 6 points.
Well, Mike Bird was closing in the ball real quick. DeGennaro did overthrow him a little bit. Let's see if Sham can kick another field goal here.
Well, this one will be a little bit shorter. The ball will be placed at about the 17-yard line.
Cameron just changed his mind, Bill. Looks like he's going to go for 6 points, or at least a 1st down. DeGennaro's still on the field.
Well, that's interesting. 4th down, let's call it 8.
That's a very interesting call. Let's see if it comes back to haunt him.
DeGennaro back to pass. In trouble, going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Hustling in there for the Pioneers. I believe that was number 61. Yes, it was. And that is Andy Vargas. Andy Vargas, a linebacker, 5'6", 150-pounder, just a sophomore, was all over DeGennaro. And we'll see they were trying to set up that screen pass to the near sidelines. You'll see it, DeGennaro in a lot of trouble in a hurry. You know, when you run a screen, Tony, you got to make some kind of contact up front. You know, you just don't yell, look out, you know, quarterback, here they come. You got to make a little block, 1001 or something like that, and then let them go through. That time, they didn't touch him, and Vargas was there to make the stop.
Simi had come on a blitz, so they were outnumbered at the line of scrimmage.
Bustamante at quarterback, wanting to get some offense, so he gives it to Mr. Offense, M.J. Nelson. Nelson gets inside the 25-yard line. Mangola in on the stop for the Chargers once again.
Well, let's remember that play now. It was 8 minutes ago in the fourth quarter. You had a field goal. Shaman already kicked the 30-yard, You decided to go for 12 yards and you were stopped. Let's see what happens at the end of the game with that.
Look at Mark Bustamante, a 6 foot, 165-pound junior. He'll be back next year. Second down, 6. Ball given again to Nelson. Look out, he's got some running room. Runs out of a tackle and is finally rustled to the ground just shy of the 40-yard line. Mike Bowman down there trying to stretch his legs out a little bit because he had to do some running to catch MJ. Nelson's the kind of guy, once he gets things going, he really gets on a roll.
Well, you want to try to contain him, Bill, before he gets off the line of scrimmage. Try to get it to keep him out of the open field, get 2 or 3 tacklers on him, because if you try to go one-on-one with him, he's real quick and he's real speedy.
6 minutes, 50 seconds to play in the ball game. Agoura out in front by 3. Bustamante gives the ball inside to Hatch. Hatch gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Down at the bottom of the stack there, I believe it's 68. Yes, it is. Dennis Mangola again in on the stop.
Mangola having an outstanding game. The front four of Agoura, Cook, Mount, McGee, and King has loosened up a little bit. Try to take the outside away from Nelson. Hatch popped him for a couple good gainers in the first half, and they've now come back and filled with Mangola to fill the linebacker spot. Bowman just filling the inside real well.
Second down and 10. Pioneers give the ball. This time to Nelson. Nelson gets to the 45-yard line. Pickup of about 5 yards on the play. Dave Mount in on the stop. M.J. Nelson, as you see, has scored both of the touchdowns, and we'll tell you about him. How about a 52-yard punt return? And then on the next possession, he took a 32-yard option play around the left side and was able to make it in the end zone. We would like to welcome the viewers tonight, I guess I should say this afternoon, that are watching this ball game, as the pass is complete and wrestled to the ground by John Gillette is big number 91. That's Keith Holtz. Holtz 6'1", 175-pounder, taking the pass from Bustamante all the way down to the 17-yard line. We'll get a chance to take a look at that one again.
That's Holtz, a tight end. They haven't used him yet tonight. Everything had been wide to the outside to the speed salt. Holtz, the big tight end, coming across the middle, just outruns everybody down the sideline. Gillette makes the saving tackle.
Got some help that time by number 14, Mike Eckel. So big play for the Pioneers. First down and 10. Ball at the 17-yard line. M.J. Nelson takes the ball, gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Once again at the bottom of the stack is Mangola.
Bowman, Cook.
Also, we got a new player out there for Agoura. Number 33, that's Dan Hastings.
He's coming out of the game again, though.
Hastings in on the stop.
Bring about a second down play. It's going to be 2nd and 9. The ball is on the 16-yard line.
Second down and 9. Simi on the move. Bustamante pitching to Nelson. Nelson turns his way out of a tackle and then is finally wrestled to the ground after a gain of about 2 yards by Mr. Gillette.
Dave Sturt had the first shot at him. Sturt got what we were just talking about 3 or 4 plays earlier. Nelson in the open field. Sturt said, my God, I've got him one-on-one. He just ran out of a tackle. We'd like to extend our welcome to the Simi Valley viewers of the Group W cable from Channel 8 Store Cable in the Conejo Valley, who's joining us tonight on the telecast, will be shown sometime this weekend in Simi Valley.
Bustamante back to pass. In trouble, going to try to run his way out of trouble, but then is finally wrestled to the ground. Mike, check that. Don Cook in on the stop that time. Bustamante not able to find a receiver, and we'll get a chance to see on the replay. If you'll look at the top of the screen, watch King right there. He gets picked up, and then Cook.
Cook and Busty money to foot race to the sideline.
So Agoura has used, check that, Simi has used one of their timeouts. The clock is stopped. 3 minutes, 49 seconds remaining to play in the ballgame as we look at Frank Reminger, who had an opportunity to try a field goal not too long ago. And we'll have to see what the Pioneers will elect to do. And it appears as if the kicker, Andrew Mazare, will be checking into the ball game. He's standing in the middle of your screen, in the middle of your picture there at about the 21-yard line. We'll be placing the tee down, so it appears as if the Pioneers will try to tie this thing with a 31-yard field goal attempt.
We've seen Mazare kick off with the ball laying sideways on the tee. I wonder if the holder holds it sideways on the kicking tee for the field goal attempt.
No, I don't think he's going to be able to do that. I do know one thing though, Tony. However, on the last kick, Mazare hit the upright, and it just barely made it over. So we'll see what he
beat Palmdale last week 10-7 on a late field goal.
Well, we can see here whether or not he'll be able to tie this thing up or not.
Attempting a 31-yard field goal. Out of the hold is Robert Lujan.
Kick is up.
Wide
left and not enough foot. So Mazare unable to connect on a 31-yard field goal. The Agoura Chargers will take over on offense.
The defense have done the job now. They've given the ball back to the offense. Mazare missed the field goal of 31 yards. It's now time for the offense to take over, carry the ball, try to possess the ball for a while, keep the ball away from Simi, run the clock out. It's now the ally of the Agoura Chargers.
3 minutes, 45 seconds, and you just saw it a minute ago. The Chargers out in front by a score of 17-14. Whistles out there in the field, momentarily stopping play and stopping the clock. John DeGennaro. It's got Papadopoulou and Hoffman in the backfield. Hoffman almost breaking that one. Finally wrestled to the ground by number 31, Eric Swinson. Swinson made a fine tackle. That looked an awful lot like the play last week that Hoffman took it around the right side for 82 yards and a touchdown against the Eagles. However, Swinson there to make a nice shoestring tackle.
Nice one-on-one tackle on Hoffman. Hoffman, you're exactly right, Bill, went 81 yards last week off that quick pitch off the right side.
2nd down 8. Agoura continuing to work on the clock. Give the ball to Papadopoulou. Papadopoulou drives his way inside, jumps and does a little leap. Inside, picked up nearly 6 yards on the play.
Up until this point of the game, Bill, we've had some nice plays from both sides, a lot of exciting runs and everything, but I got to believe, and I think you'll believe with me, this might be the biggest play of the game right now. First down here, gives the ball back to Agoura for another 4 plays.
3rd down and a short 1. Check a short 2, a long 1. That makes sense. Hoffman takes it. He's got a first down. Hoffman over the left side. Nothing real fancy. In on the stop over there, again, was number 56, Wade Pickett. But Agoura did exactly what they wanted to do. They picked up the first down, and the clock continues to move.
Probably the most important first down in the game so far. You're down to 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Clock's running again. You got first down. You get 4 more plays, pick up 10 yards, keep the ball away from Simi Valley, keep them out of the end zone.
DeGennaro, Papadopoulou, along with Hoffman in the backfield. This time it goes to Papadopoulou. He dives his way across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Getting up again from the bottom of the stack is Pickett along with Mike Bird, and the Pioneers electing to use another one of their timeouts. So they have used 2 timeouts so far in the second half. Clock is stopped. 2 minutes, 8 seconds showing. Agoura out in front by 3. It was a 30-yard field goal by Robert Song.
Simi Valley's talking over their defensive play here now. Last play, they brought their linebackers to the line of scrimmage and shot the gap. Papadopoulou was able to beat them to the gap for a nice pickup of 4 yards. You got 2nd down. Continue getting forward. Get a chance to look at some of the statistics here. You got 2 timeouts remaining for Agoura. I know they don't want to use them unless they have to. Simi only has 1. That's an important factor here with 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go.
Coach Grimminger again. I tell you, I think he wished that he could put his pads on and get back out there and do some playing. Okay, John, look at it. We got 6 yards to go. Let's keep the ball on the ground. We gave it to Papadopoulos last time. Let's give it to Hoffman. Tell those guys, okay, Bowman. All right, good.
Look at the size of this kid standing next to me. Let's run behind him.
Yeah, very good. All right. So we'll see what Coach Grimminger and the Chargers will do with this 2nd down and 6 situation. Ball at the 36-yard line. Papadopoulos gets the call and fights his way to close to another first down. He's going to be a little bit short, however. M.J. Nelson on the stop. The officials calling a timeout to see whether or not Papadopoulos was able to pick up a first down. I don't believe he did. However, they're going to bring the chains in to mark and see. They did give him a pretty good spot. I don't think Papadopoulos actually got that far. However, the officials spotting the ball a little bit further downfield than it appeared his forward momentum had brought him. And they're going to bring the chains across to see whether or not Papadopoulos was able to pick up the first down.
That's been a big topic the last couple of years in professional football about the left foot, right foot spot. The referee spots ball with his left foot. It is short, Bill. You are right. They spot it with their left foot. Well, that's going to be upfield a little bit. Spot it with your right field, you lose a ball length or so. It was good. You made a nice call there, Bill.
Ball just about 6 inches short of that first down marker. However, it could have been back about a foot or so. At any rate, big play here for the Pioneers. If they want to try to get back into this game, they're going to have to stop the Chargers here because they have run out of timeouts and they're running out of time. 3rd down and short. Ball goes, and they did not pick up the first down. Second effort may have picked it up. However, the officials blew the whistle and did not rule that the forward momentum carried him far enough down the field for a first down. That's short. That's actually short of the line of scrimmage. So that'll be a 4th down situation, and time to put your punter in, and time to put your punt block team on with just 1:35 seconds remaining to play.
We have a good viewpoint up here, Bill, sitting up here in the press box at the 50-yard line. You're lined up directly with that. You could actually see that they did lose a yard on the play.
Super penetration on that right side, stopping Hoffman short of the line of scrimmage. So Robert Sham checked into the ball game for the Chargers.
Got to be careful here with M.J. Nelson. Kick it away from him.
Short snap, almost blocked once again. Great punt by Sham, I should say. And M.J. Nelson lets it roll, very foolishly lets it roll. And it's going to be down all the way inside the 10-yard line at the 8-yard line by number 86, Don Cook.
Great punt by Sham. Kicked it away from M.J. Nelson. It hit the ground, took an Agoura roll. Maybe that's a home field advantage. I'm not sure. But you're right, Bill. M.J. Nelson should have tried to field the ball and picked it up and returned something to maybe get out of bounds, stop the clock upfield.
53-yard punt that time. Very timely by Robert Sham. Sham, with the 3 points, has got his team out in front, and he hits the 53-yard punt. M.J. Nelson, look out, he's got some running room, and has got a first down, still running out of tackles, and boy, he's an exciting runner. Finally brought down at the 25-yard line. Clock will be stopped when they move the change. Just 45 seconds remaining on that scoreboard clock, and Simi has elected to use their last timeout. I'm not exactly sure why they used their timeout. Mark Hatch, the player shaken up on the Simi sideline over there, working his way off the field. And I'm not really sure, Tony. There's 45 seconds left to play in the ball game. Simi just had 1 timeout left. They picked up a first down. The clock was stopped as they moved the chains. So what do? They stop the clock and call a timeout. And
Well,
they burned their last timeout.
Might have been some confusion on the play. Coach might have, I'm not exactly sure. You're right. They should have maybe just held back for about 5 seconds to see if they were going to stop the clock. You are right. We know the rule. You move the change in high school football, they stop the clock. That's an automatic timeout. You stop the clock, you call a quick play, you save that timeout for if you get to that area for a field goal attempt or something. I don't know what you think, Bill, but M.J. Nelson impresses me. The 3rd quarter, half the 4th quarter, they ran him inside. He's real strong. 5'10", 155 pounds. He's very fast, but he impressed me on the inside. He kind of, I don't know, I watch a lot of professional football. I know you do too. You see Billy Sims before he got hurt. He runs. He's kind of runs with a reckless abandon when he gets in the open field.
First down and 10 for Simi. They have the ball at the 25-yard line. running a little swinging gate. Everybody lined up on the left-hand side of the formation. This is a little razzle-dazzle. Nelson passes incomplete. Pass intended for number 40 out there, who is Dave Barrow. Barrow went to his knees. Had he made the catch, he would have been whistled dead at the 30-yard line. It would have been a gain of only 5 yards. Again, the swinging gate is what they call it. You see it over there on the left-hand side, and it's just a razzle-dazzle situation. And it's
bounce pass.
Yeah, bounce pass, and tackled behind the line of scrimmage. A flag is thrown. Cook over there for the Chargers as the clock goes down to 33 seconds.
Somebody in the swinging gate seemed to jump before the snap.
We'll have to sort this one out. The officials.
Illegal motion on White.
Illegal procedure against Simi.
Well, a 5-yard penalty.
That bounce pass didn't look legal to me either, Bill. When you're going to throw a bounce pass, you have to throw it behind the quarterback like a lateral. The bounce pass is intended to make the defense fall asleep. Once the ball hits the ground, you think it's an incomplete pass.
We got illegal motion on the offensive team. It's refused. It'll be third down.
As you see, Agoura refuse the penalty to take the play. Anyway, back to the bounce pass. You see the ball thrown backwards, it hits the ground, you just have a tendency to go relax a little bit, but actually the ball is alive. I've seen the play work a couple times.
Standard conventional formation this time by Mark Bustamante. Trying to run the draw play to Nelson. Nelson runs out of one tackle and is finally tripped up on the play. Hustling over there was Dave Stewart. So Nelson stopped far short of that first down marker. 12 seconds on that scoreboard clock. And Simi running out of time. 7 seconds. This could be the last play of the game. Going to be a pass that's going to be dropped. That is going to do it. As you hear the gun. And the game announcer has just made the announcement that Coach Frank Reminger has just picked up his 100th victory. As you see the final score, the Simi Valley Pioneers go down to defeat tonight the Agoura Chargers 17, the Pioneers 14, in a very exciting football game that really could have gone either way. The Pioneers had an opportunity, as you see our director Ray Hilton, Tony Braemart, our technical director, some of the crew, the cameraman, Gary Hunn, Kevin Greenwood,
Rick Romaine, you want to try that one?
Romaine, and all the guys that did a super job tonight. As I was going to say, the situation where the Pioneers had an opportunity to actually tie this thing up, Tony, and unfortunately the kick was a little bit short, and it was to the left, or we would have had ourselves a tie ball game.
Well, Reminger wins his 100th game of the year, of his career at Agoura High School, making some decisions. We thought maybe he made a bad decision down at 4th and 12 at their own 17-yard line, not to kick the field goal. It doesn't come back to haunt him. Agoura plays a great second half defensively.
Field. For some reason tonight they are a little bit slow on the other side of the field. However, there you see the Santa Paula Cardinals, and as we'd mentioned, the parents for the players are out there in that lineup waiting for the Chargers to come out to the field. Now they're finally making their way up off of the tennis courts by the buses, and they will be out on the field momentarily. And we'll have an opportunity to hear the Charger fight song and the roar of the crowd. And tonight what we're going to try to do is we'll go to the official who is Riney Rohrback. That's Roarback. He's the referee, and he will introduce the officials tonight and should be able